Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a story that has baffled investigators and psychologists for decades. It's a case that isn't about the darkness of the acts themselves, but about the perplexing mind behind them and the incredible detective work that brought the truth to light. We're going to explore the story of Harold Shipman, a seemingly ordinary family doctor who concealed a chilling secret in plain sight. How could a trusted medical professional, a pillar of his community in Hyde, England, betray the very oath he took to protect life? That's the question that sits at the heart of this mystery. For years, Dr. Shipman was seen as a kind, caring physician. Patients trusted him completely. He would make house calls, offer a comforting word, and was a familiar, friendly face to hundreds of families. On the surface, everything was perfectly normal, but beneath his compassionate exterior, a disturbing pattern was emerging. One so subtle it went unnoticed for far too long. The number of his elderly patients passing away was unusually high, but they were often of an age where death, while sad, wasn't entirely unexpected. Each time, Dr. Shipman would be the one to certify the death, citing natural causes like old age. He was the attending physician, and his word was rarely questioned. This is where the story takes a turn from a simple community tale into one of the most complex criminal investigations in British history. The first red flag that couldn't be ignored came not from a medical professional, but from an undertaker. A local funeral director noticed an alarming rate of cremation requests coming from Dr. Shipman's patients. He observed that many of these elderly patients seemed to be in good health shortly before their sudden passing. He had a gut feeling that something was wrong, a professional instinct that the pieces just didn't add up. He raised his concerns, but with a doctor's signature on the death certificates, it was difficult to take action. The real turning point, the moment the mask began to slip, involved a woman named Kathleen Grundy. She was a vibrant, 81-year-old former mayoress, full of life and in excellent health. She adored Dr. Shipman and trusted him implicitly. After a routine visit from him, she passed away suddenly. Shipman certified her death, stating she died of old age. It was tragic, but not suspicious at first. The bombshell dropped when Kathleen Grundy's will was discovered. To the shock of her family, her will had been recently changed, leaving her entire substantial estate to, of all people, Dr. Harold Shipman. Her daughter, a solicitor herself, knew this was completely out of character. Her mother was meticulous and would never have created such a crude, sloppily written document. The forgery was so blatant it screamed for attention. This was the critical mistake that unraveled everything. This new, suspicious will triggered a full-scale police investigation. The detective's first step was to exhume Kathleen Grundy's body. The autopsy revealed a lethal dose of diamorphine, a powerful painkiller, which Shipman had access to. This discovery opened the floodgates. The police began a massive undertaking, reviewing the medical records of hundreds of Shipman's deceased patients. They started to see the hidden pattern the undertaker had suspected years earlier. The investigation was like assembling a puzzle with thousands of pieces. Investigators meticulously cross-referenced death certificates, medical records, and prescription logs. They discovered that Shipman had been stockpiling lethal amounts of painkillers. He would falsify his records, claiming to administer the drugs to patients who didn't need them. But in reality, he was hoarding them for his own dark purposes. The digital records on his computer, which he thought he had deleted, were recovered by forensic experts, revealing the fraudulent entries and his attempts to cover his tracks. As the evidence mounted, a chilling picture emerged. Shipman would visit his elderly patients, often under the guise of a routine checkup. He would then administer a fatal injection and wait for them to pass away. Afterward, he would alter their medical records on his computer to create a false history of illness, making the death appear natural. He was manipulating the very system designed to protect patients, using his position of trust as a weapon. The official inquiry, known as the Shipman Inquiry, concluded that he was responsible for the deaths of at least 215 of his patients, with some estimates being even higher. It's a staggering number that is difficult to comprehend. The case triggered a complete overhaul of the medical system in the UK. New protocols were put in place for death certification, prescription monitoring, and the general oversight of doctors to ensure that such a betrayal of trust could never happen again. The story of Harold Shipman serves as a powerful and somber reminder of the importance of vigilance, accountability, and questioning authority, even when it comes in the form of a trusted, friendly face. It highlights the bravery of those who spoke up, from the funeral director with a nagging suspicion to the determined daughter who knew her mother Eswill was a fraud. Their actions brought the truth into the light and prevented further harm. It's a testament to the fact that even in the face of unimaginable deception, the truth, with persistence and courage, can and will prevail. Thank you so much for joining me for this deep dive into a truly mind-bending case. If you found this story as compelling as I did, please consider liking this video and subscribing to the channel for more content. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next exploration. Stay curious, and I'll see you in the next one.